He was a child prodigy sculptor whose parents moved him to the desert to stop him from becoming an artist. But that isolation only created a monster, a musical dictator who ran his band like a cult, starved them on a diet of soybeans, and forced them to live in a house for 8 months to record an album that sounds like a blues band falling down a flight of stairs. The creation of his masterpiece, Trout Mask Replica, is one of the most disturbing stories in rock history. Van Vliet moved his band, the Magic Band, into a small house in Woodland Hills, California. He forbade them from leaving. For 8 months, they practiced 14 hours a day. He controlled their diet, often allowing them only 1 cup of soybeans per day, psychologically abused them, and even pushed the drummer, John French, down a flight of stairs. The result was a band so disciplined that they recorded the complex instrumental tracks in just 6 hours, despite the chaotic sound. Van Vliet had no formal musical training and didn't know how to play the piano or guitar properly. To write songs, he would bang out random rhythms on a piano or whistle complex atonal melodies. It was up to his drummer, John French, to transcribe these chaotic noises into actual musical notation for the rest of the band to play. Van Vliet would give abstract instructions like play it like a bat being dragged out of a chimney. Long before he was a musician, Don was a visual art genius. At age 4, he was sculpting realistic animals. By age 9, he was considered a prodigy and was offered a full scholarship to study art in Europe. His parents, however, were conservative and terrified that art was for queers. They declined the scholarship and moved the family to the Mojave Desert, specifically to remove him from the artistic influence of the city. This isolation is how he met Frank Zappa. In 1982, after releasing Ice Cream for Crow, Van Vliet quit music cold turkey. He never recorded or toured again. He reverted to his birth name, Don Van Vliet, and became a highly successful abstract expressionist painter. He lived as a recluse in the desert, and his paintings eventually sold for tens of thousands of dollars, exhibited in top galleries in New York and Europe. He refused to talk about Captain Beefheart, treating his music career as a past life. Van Vliet was a master of self-mythology. He famously claimed that he wrote every single song on Trout Mask Replica, a complex double album, in a single 8.5-hour burst at the piano. While this is likely an exaggeration, the band confirmed that he worked in manic bursts of creativity,